Welcome back to Oceanblock with me, Xogue. My name is Xogue. This is recorded directly after, pretty much directly after the last one. We got one more chunk. What we're doing, or a recap, if you're either new or you forgot, which is totally possible. I know. What we have some blessed earth down here, and we're spawning ridiculous amounts of mobs. So I can go in there and kill them all and get anything I need from animals, including experience if I really want to. Which we're actually going to use our experience real quick. Boop. Now it's 18 levels to unlock, but now we can have a second one. Which one do we want? Oh, you can breathe underwater. Yes, please. We're going to do that. I don't need the friggin' oxygen tank anymore. So I can let the oxygen tank run out and I'm covered, right? I'm okay, I think. We're going to have to test that. Anyway, but that was done last episode. We did a lot of exploring. We went around a lot of these islands, got a whole bunch of stuff. We have a lot of filled things here. I'm collecting stuff. I don't want to collect stuff. Go here. Yeah, this episode, I really want to get into a couple of things that are really going to help us out. What I want to get into is Mechanism. Mechanism is a very cool mod. It's one of my favorite ones, and I'm so happy that it's in here. Number one, because of this guy. This is one of my all-time favorite friggin' tools. It's an all-in-one. It was around here that I noticed my audio was not working so well. My mic was, I don't know, it was staticky and frizzy. But basically, I just go over some of the things I'm going to do. You just saw the wind generator. This here is another form of power storage with the Flux networks. I kind of go over a little bit about what's required, like ender pearls and how hard they are to get. And basically, we just kind of dive into the first step of that process, which, as you see me showing here, is the metallurgic infuser, which is still fun to say. One of the things I really like about the metallurgic infuser is that you can use redstone dust as power, which is pretty clever if you think about it, because it's kind of the electronic wiring of Minecraft. So the fact that they let you do that is pretty cool. It also allows you to do things without any power at all, and it's fantastic because kind of need that. Now, we're making what we need for the first wind generator, which is basically 5 of these guys. I do need a bunch more gold, the redstone I have. So I'm going to have to grind out the gold. I'm going to have to grind that out. I need 6 gold just for one of these. But once we get one, we're pretty much good on power. So we're going to work on that. I don't know how much gold I have. I think I have 2 pieces. I need to get into some sand, though. We have a bunch of gravel. I need to spit this back into sand and have that working for us. Here we go. Boom. Wind generator. We may not do anything up in the air just yet, because of the fact that I need to be able to move this power around. And right now, what I can do, I should have moved this actually closer for the moment. I can do this, that way it's powered. I don't have to use redstone in here anymore. Now, the other thing I wanted to do, there's a couple more machines I want. One is the enrichment chamber. I need to have a cable actually for power, but for now, that's not what I want. I don't want the factory. This guy. So I need to get this guy. This one involves steel, which steel is gotten from the metallurgic infuser. Basically, you take iron and you put it through with coal twice. Once you do that, you get 1 steel grit, which can be smelted into steel. Then you need osmium and just structural glass, which is cast iron and added in this mod pack by FTB, but it's not difficult to get as long as you have the campfire. Campfire is pretty easy to get it. I think there's another way to do that as well, but we're not going to worry too much about that. I don't know if my campfire is still up there. I might have to make one, but it doesn't matter because we can get what we need to get for that guy. Once we have this one, because this is the hardest thing in here. These other guys we've already made before, so that's not a problem. The other one is, I'm trying to think of what it's called. I can't remember at the moment. It's the enrichment chamber, and hold on, let me look at my atomic disassembler. This guy requires, oh, right, I have to do, well, that's the enrichment chamber. Yeah, because I need to enrich things. The enrichment chamber will give me that. There's another thing that I need. Osmium compressor, that's what it's called. Hold on. I need to add the enrichment chamber, and I need to add, if you hover over one of these things and push A, it'll add it to your list over here. Easier to get to. Osmium, for those who don't know that, osmium compressor. This guy is what will actually allow us to have, it basically will inject here you go, this guy right here. We need one of these, maybe even two of these, I think only one, in order to make our atomic disassembler. So these two machines are the ones we need. I need to make these two. We already know about the steel and these guys. Again, not too difficult, a little bit of a grind, but not too difficult. Just some coal and osmium and glass. These guys also not too difficult. I have all the redstone I need, and now we're actually supplying power, so I don't have to use redstone here too. And buckets is just iron, so it's really not that complicated. This guy's a little bit more involved, but it's still just this. Like it's really simple stuff. It's super, super simple. And now that we have this guy, he can power all three of them simultaneously without any issue. The only issue that is a thing is we do need some kind of an energy pipe. And I'm thinking maybe we can get this guy. Will this guy work? Because I can do this one as well. This is just redstone stuff. I'm going to try this guy and see if I can't put him in right in front of it. And then, because we already have the wrench for it as well. And then just kind of put extract on that and send it to the machines. I don't know. I'm going to grind out a bunch of these machines and I'll be back. We'll see what's what. And now that we've got these guys set up, this is one of the best perks about having an enrichment chamber. This guy here can basically power all three of the machines that we want. And when it does, you get 2 diamonds. Perks, it can do that for other things too. It's not something you can do in the smeltery. Apparently you can melt diamonds down, which I didn't actually know you could do in this particular mod pack, but you can't double them. It doesn't double them when you do that. It does, however, in this guy. And certain other things as well. It's also a benefit for, let me give you an example of this guy, for example, right? I had like 51 of those things. But I can throw this guy in here. And remember, for refined storage, we need quartz and a lot of iron, but we need quartz. And quartz is not always easy to come by. The enrichment chamber gives us back some quartz, which is fantastic. We have 50 more blocks of those. So we're actually doing pretty good in that realm. What I do need now is actually, I need more gold. Because remember, I'm trying to get the atomic disassembler. I need gold. So I'm working on getting that. I have the redstone, I have that. I've already got these guys made. Remember, I can make the refined obsidian now because I have the osmium compressor. And I can get the refined obsidian dust from the metallurgic infuser. Yada, 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 yada. All we got to do is just get the gold. After I have the gold, I have every... Whoa, hold on. Hold that thought. I will need lava. I can make lava here. I wonder if it'll take from this to mix. So if I put a pipe on this and put water in it, I wonder if it'll let me make obsidian from this. That'd be interesting. I gotta try that because we do need obsidian. I didn't really contemplate that. Forgot about that part, but it's not that hard to get in theory. Here it comes. It's almost done. I have it. I have it. I have those. And I have this guy. And I don't think I need any of those. Actually, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I am done. My favorite tool in the universe is now in my hands. Now, it requires a lot of energy, right? I don't know how quickly it goes through, but my goal is to not have to worry about energy because I really want to get this wireless stuff. This is the part that's going to be very, very, very difficult for us to get because These are not all that complicated because, like I mentioned, I do have the redstone and I can get the titanium and I can get the lava. I do actually want to get up to the next level of, I want the high temperature melting because you get lava a lot faster. But I have all of that. The problem is when it comes to ender pearls and blaze powder. Those two things are not easy to get because you need those for this. You need those for Eyes of Ender. Now, I did actually get lucky in the last playthrough, and I got one of these with my first try. Okay, and let me show you what I'm talking about here. You can get these. How did I don't even remember how I did it now. Ender pearl. I need the seed. So you get the seed from sluicing, whatever it's called, crushed endstone, and a diamond or a gold. I kind of want to get to the diamond, but for obvious reasons. But in order to get endstone, you need to combine glowstone and lava. So in order to get glowstone, you need to sluice netherrack. In order to get netherrack, I did it wrong. In order to get netherrack, you've got to combine redstone and lava. So I can get a decent amount of this stuff, but it's a huge chain. I get the netherrack, and then I crush it and I sift it for glowstone, which isn't the greatest chances. It's a pretty low chance. And then each glowstone I can then turn into an endstone, and then I have to crush that, and then I have to sluice that, and maybe get one of the seeds. If I get one of those seeds, then I need to get one more endstone, and I can actually produce them and reproduce them and get them endlessly. Whatever I'm looking for, this guy. In the process of getting this one thing here, let me think. Let me see. Not here. I have to like backtrack because I don't exactly know where I am, where I'm going. Glowstone, right? Okay. Now, while we're trying to sluice this stuff, we can get blaze powder as well as glowstone. Glowstone's what we need, but blaze powder is also what we need because when we get the ender pearls, we need to combine them. So these are two things we really, really, really need to get. That's the problem. That's my issue. It's one of the reasons I wanted to get to the diamond one is because it's also easier to get redstone bits. I know I have a whole lot of the redstone ones here, but they'll run out. We need to make sure we can get them. And that's the big long chain that's going to take a very long time. In the meantime, we do have our little friend here. He is currently fully powered. We're going to put our other tools away for the moment. I'm going to leave my axe out. The reason for that is because this guy he doesn't do stripping logs and stuff. So if we wanted to do anything like that, we'd have to use him. But yeah, this is what I'm trying to get, and it's going to take a while. It's going to take a long, long, long while. Yeah, once I have this tool in my hand, things just start to disappear. It's kind of destructive. I also had a building wand that I can now use with power, and the magnet that I don't know if you remember, but I picked up. As far as where I'm getting all the energy, same place, but I changed a few things. So everything over there was looking really, really, really ugly, which is why I started tearing it down. And I decided, you know what? We're going to move over. We're going to move everything over and we're going to start to expand from this island. We're going to make our own. This whole island right here is going to go bye-bye. Once I'm finished, this will look like it never existed. And that's ouch! That's my plan. That hurt. I didn't feel very good. Okay. All right. See, I don't know what's up with the water thing here. It's like weird, but it's not actually there according to the mod. It just looks like it is. It's super weird. But anyway, so we're going to remove this entire island. As far as what we're working towards, we're still working on the wireless power situation. However, it's not as dire as I thought it was because we have our super battery charging thing. This thing is going to last forever. And even though it doesn't, or even if it doesn't, like these tools by themselves, once they're full energy, they last a decent amount of time, which means as long as I'm around my base, I can just leave this guy in here charging up like this as I'm doing stuff. And every once in a while, just pluck it out, let my tools charge and put it back in to have, have it charge again. So it's, I don't know, it's useful. And I don't really have to worry too much about anything. I mean, this is 10 million FE. 10 million energy. I don't have to worry for a while. I got this from one of the rewards. It was one of the random rewards. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and remove this entire thing. And as far as like where all my stuff is, I had all those chests and everything. I have these large crates. I went through and I got the largest of the large crates in here. So we have the most storage. And now all of the stuff I had is fitting into three, because you count this guy. This is where the auto sluice thing came from. And I'm going to be setting that back up. I'm not sure when, but we definitely want to get that started because I need to make sure I get the diamonds and everything. I want to get that upgraded. But while that, I probably set that up first. And then while it's auto processing everything, I'm probably going to go through and tear out this whole island to make it look like it never existed. That, to me, that's a fantastic plan. I still like my scuba gear. It's really cool. Every time I go underwater, I'm getting attacked by trident dudes. Like every time. It's unfortunate, but you know what? One day it will survive. I'm making progress. It looks kind of weird and not right because of the water, obviously. But for those people who don't quite understand water, don't worry. Once I get down to the bottom and actually take care of all this, it will fill in completely. I don't have to worry about doing that myself or anything. Everything will just kind of happen. And I kind of want to try to get that on camera because it'd be kind of cool to see. But if I don't, I don't. It just kind of is what it is, I'm just gonna keep going until we get to that kind of a deal. We are getting close, and pretty soon here I'm gonna break some blocks, and this thing is just gonna start filling in completely. I go over here. Here's a little bit. There's a bit of it. Is it all of it? That might be all of it. Did I find it all? Oh, there's like one little smidge left over here. Somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. There it is. Found that. Is that all of it? There's still some more over here. We're getting there, though. I'm just about finished with it. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to have to break for that. But one of these times, I'm just going to break some blocks over there, and it's just going to fill in, and those are no longer going to be water sources. You see how they're flowing? One of these blocks over here is like the linchpin of it all, and breaking that one thing is going to, there it goes, just going to fill it all in. Now, we also have this little bit over here that I'm not sure, like I'm going to have to take a bucket to it, I think, and then it'll go down. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll have to play with that when the time comes. And just a reminder, I'm not sure if anybody realizes, but this is why, or this guy right here, this is why I don't have to worry about oxygen. I have this trinket right here. I found it in one of the barrels or something that, you go out and explore for. It's very, very beneficial to go explore. And now that we can swim, I'm probably going to go start doing that. I'm also going to break down a lot of the rafts that I have found so that I know, like I can see it on the map where I can go for more trinkets, for more barrels to break and all that good stuff. We're also going to do a lot more underwater because I really like this whole, it's almost like we're flying, right? It's almost like creative flight because I can go wherever I want. I can float in the air and I'm stopping. This isn't like regular Minecraft swimming. This is complete, like, I don't know. It's perfect the way they've done swimming. And because of that, we are going to do a lot underwater, or at least I want to. I can't guarantee we will. I have a lot of plans. And we're going to definitely be above ground too, or like above water as well. I'm picking up some of this stuff. I need to not do that. turn this off and put these things away. Like we're going to do a lot of things above ground, and I have a design in mind for how we're going to do the base and everything, and it's going to be really, really, really cool. But it'll take a little while to get there because I still have to set up some stuff. So, but I don't know. You're going to start seeing platforms like this pop up, and they're going to be at different heights, and that'll play into the design and the story that I'm thinking about. I just need the ability to get better supplies, more supplies, better supplies, whatever you want to call it, before we can actually start designing them. There's one particular thing that I need before I'll feel comfortable actually changing the design of those platforms I mentioned. Like this tree one here, I'm probably going to raise it and move it off to the side a little bit more. Maybe even turn it if I can swing that. I'm not sure. But I don't know. We're going to do a little bit of the design stuff. It's going to look really, really cool. If I can pull it off. If I can pull it off. that's the key thing there. But you know, I'm going to give it a shot. We're going to see what we can come up with. I think it'll be really cool, but like I said, it'll be a little bit before we actually start with that. Hey, look! What island? It never existed. Also, we did a little bit of work. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I set up this area because the next thing that I kind of want to start working on is mystical agriculture. Why? Because this is a very tedious system, and if we can get this working, we will barely need this anymore. I say barely because we will still need certain things like the prosperity shards, or I don't know, I'm sure there's something else I'll need. But yeah, we have a lot of resources. You haven't seen this. This has been working a lot. I've been so much. But anyway, so we're going to start working on this. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're going to use the pots, okay? Botany pots or something. I forget what it's called. This guy? Yeah. So hold on. If we go at no, that's not how you spell botany. There we go. These guys right here have two different kinds, a botany pot and a hopper botany pot. Now, just like bonsai pots, for those of you who don't know, basically it's a little tiny thing you can stick on the ground. It'll automate the growing and harvesting of this thing in a tiny little area. Doesn't require farmland or anything crazy. You just set it down and it grows. The hopper is the same thing, except it automatically harvests the crops and puts it into a chest below it. It's very, very, very useful. Now, the other part of this is that there is also, I'll get into this in a minute. Where is that though? Now that I think about it, mini utilities. Yeah, here we go. There's also the PowerPot MK1. These guys output 16 times normal botany pot and is 20% faster. I like this. But then if you go boom, this guy does 64 times normal body pot and is 80% fast. So we're talking super, super, super fast speed. Now, obviously, we will not be able to do any of these right away. Number one, because of how much power it takes. And number two, you kind of have to do this. This is a draconic evolution type fusion crafting thing, which is incredibly crazy. But we can get something going with the regular botany pots. It'll take some time to get a bunch of our resources, but it's not like we're going to be crafting all of these things all the time. This is going to be something we every once in a while need to go boop, 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 boop. Okay, give me a few of these, craft the thing, and then we're done. And then we let it build up again. Our biggest hassle is going to be right away before we've built up those numbers. And that's why we have these things here. I have the watering can, which I can boost the power of. I can boost the growth rate of things just by holding down right click. And I can do that for pretty much any pot, or any plant. Now, this guy is probably going to move and it's going to change, and you'll see how. I'll explain that afterwards. A little too much to explain now. Might as well just show you. But that's kind of what we're working on now. And I have organized a few of these things that I want to get started with first. Now, these two, if we go with these guys, I'm trying to remember, I think it's the corners. All the ploops. All the ploopity ploop. And then the boop. This guy is going to give me a dirt seed. Pink. Right? Dirt seed. Check. This one, boop. Hold on. I can boop this. Boop, boop, boop. And by the way, this is a water amalgamation. Agglomeration, I mean. Agglomeratio, I mean. But it's just a way to get the water. It's the way to do that without water buckets specifically. This is going to give you the water seed, so we get the water element that we can combine with other things and create amazing stuff. And I'll show you what we're going to combine that with in a second and how it's going to help us. But bloop. Now, if we take a look at what these guys need, oh look, they need clay. Oh, okay, clay. How do we get clay? Water and dirt essence. Just like that. So with these two seeds that I just made, we can kind of supercharge, not supercharge, that's the wrong word. We can make clay renewable. And we can actually get it fairly easily after this actually starts going. So that's very, very useful. And we'll be able to make as many of these botany pots as we want after a little while. Now, these other ones are something else that I wanted to look into because these are going to help us with storage of certain things. Did I do that right? I think I did. Now, I did calculate these out. Like, for example, this is Prudentium. This is a tier 2. This is the, which one was this? The Silicon? Silicon tier 2. This guy's gold. He's tier 4. This guy's tier 3. So I do have the right essence for this, and you got to make sure you're paying attention to that when you're doing this yourself. You can't just use any old essence. You have to upgrade it using the infusion crystal here in order to create all of the things that you want to get. Anyway, so this one's the silicon seeds, and then we're going to have the quartz enriched iron seeds. This one is really going to be useful for us because we need this particular resource for refined storage. Is that what it's called? Refined storage? Yeah, refined storage. Refined storage is one of my favorite ones for just item storage. When it comes to item storage alone, refined storage is fairly simple. It's fairly straightforward. Not necessarily easy to get into, but it is easy enough, and it makes it worth it. And I really like that, and that's why I use it. The difference between it and Applied Energistics 2 is that when it comes to the storage disks of Applied Energistics 2, there is this thing called types. You have types, which means basically each stack is a different type. So the storage disk on Applied Energistics 2 lets you store 65,000 bytes or whatever, but it only has 64 types, meaning 64 different items, or 64 different stacks. And it makes it difficult to judge how much room you need and where you are. Refined storage is different in that its disks are simple. 64K storage disks means you have 64,000 items, period. That's it. You're done. You know exactly what it is. And they even show a little progress bar type deal for how full it is. So you know when you need to go make another one. So when it comes to item storage, it's actually my favorite one. That said, Applied Energistics 2 is so way far above the capability of any other storage mod. You have auto crafting, you have trans-dimensional access of storage, you have it's just insane what you can do with it. I've done a lot of crazy things with Applied Energistics 2, and it is just incredible. But anyway, so let me go ahead and start building this other thing I mentioned that I told you I was going to show you rather than explain, and that way you know what's going on and we don't have to go too far with this. And this is what I was talking about. Now, number one, there's a really cool concept. If you push P on the ground, you can just lay something on the ground as if it was in an item frame, but it's not. And that's pretty much what I've done here, so it's not like they're going to despawn or anything. And this is just Constantin seeds. I got this as a reward, and I don't have a use for it, and I don't have a spot for it yet. So I figured we'd just kind of keep it handy, but we'll leave it out of our current design. So this is our setup. Now, eventually we're going to have these botany pot things are going to be supercharged or something. We're going to find a way to get these things to grow really, really quick. I'm not sure if it's going to stay in botany pots or whatnot. I was thinking the other ones, the powered ones, but if they take too much energy, we're going to have to find a different way. We'll actually plant them, yada, 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 yada. You know, farmer, harvester, all that other good jazz. But for now, this is what we're running with. It just goes directly into a drawer. I got my keys so I can see exactly what's in every single one of them. I have a spot for the seeds and a spot for the essence or the, what the seed drops. And it just keeps building up, over and over again. And we're just going to come over whenever we need something and boop, 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 and bam, we've got some stuff. So eventually that's going to expand. We're going to have iron. We're going to have redstone. We're going to have all manner of things. But these are the ones that I feel like I need first. And it's really going to be, it's going to be useful. It's going to be really, really useful to have these things just ready to go. But what I wanted to work on next is the storage. I wanted to work on the storage. Problem is, we're kind of out of time. We're out of time. Next episode, we are going to do probably the storage, but also we're probably going to go and try to see what's up with some of these little areas down here. See if I can't survive one a little bit. Hopefully I don't die. But yeah, we're going to probably figure out what's going on with that. And I might want to get and make the nether painting. I don't know what to think of that area. I don't know what to think of a whole nether painting thing, but don't forget, it does tell you in there not to do it unless you have an overworld painting or something. So I need to make sure I bring one of these as well to put down somewhere in the overworld or in the nether to get back to the overworld. It's an interesting concept. The whole going through a painting thing is really interesting to me. So we're probably going to think about that and see if we can't figure out how to do that. But yeah, that's going to be next episode. So next episode's kind of busy. But if you like this episode, please do hit the like button and subscribe to see more. Thank you for watching. Bye.